People may ask who don't live on the bush or close to the bush why we do a hazard reduction. It's about reducing the fuel load in areas where a bushfire could ignite, as obviously without notice, and become a problem. So our intent is to reduce the fuel load, stop a fire from getting massive momentum. If we can reduce that fuel load in there, if a fire does occur, we've taken a fair bit of heat out of it. Heath, you're introducing fire for this hazard reduction. What are some of the considerations you're thinking about to get this in safely and timely?
So one of the big things here, we need to consider the wind. The wind is shifting and twirling around, so introducing fire into this particular landscape, we need to make sure that we do it slowly and methodically, just putting some strip lines in, and at some points where the fuel's heavy, just doing some spot ignitions. The burn's going quite well. As you can see, we're getting sort of rapid fuel elevation. We just need to make sure that our crews are continually mopping up along the edges.
I noticed we've got an asset, the club, behind us. What's the sort of depth you're looking at?
At least 15 to 20 metres blacking out, anything sort of aerial above that about 20 metres.
So as we see, we've introduced the fire there, well away from the edge. Now we're coming back down. Charged hose lines on the edge here, a much smaller area that we'll take out as part of the burn. Keeping in mind, there's the club, major asset for the community. So this has been burning for about 20 minutes now. Fire is going deep slow, and we just want to remove the excessive fuel load. Don't want to destroy the environment. That's why so many things go into getting a burn done. Lots of considerations. Safety, of course, for our firefighters, making sure it doesn't escape containment lines, and we get the job done to remove this hazard. As you can see, a nice low intensity burn. The foliage in the trees predominantly unscathed, unburnt, which is what we're after. A nice edge, protect, so close to residents, as you can see on the side there. So if a fire were to break out, or would reduce that risk in here, or the intensity. Less fuel to burn in the event of an uncontrolled fire, a wildfire. Less fuel means less intensity, particularly where the back fence meets the bush, which means a safer community. It's hard work lugging hoses. Dozens of kilograms in those water charge lines working. Also part of the process is to making sure we've got a water supply on the edge. Now what we've done here, we've got what we call a line of 70mm. Anyway, it's a large diameter hose. We've got it on a 1:2 breaching. That's coming from the hydrant in the fire truck. We've broken off a 38mm hose for firefighting, which is there. And then the larger hose is going down to the next outlet or end point to supply another line of hose. And that'll continue on to make sure that we've got a water supply along the trail for the safe containment of this hazard reduction. Crews are now moving through, blacking out the edge. We've got a few stumps. We just want to try and get out, particularly on the edge. Make sure there can be no fire jump out of the containment lines. And what the end game is to protect is the people, the community. And this is where it is, where the back fence meets the bush. Today that's happening in this area. Fire Rescue New South Wales assisting New South Wales Water or Sydney Water with reducing the fuel loading in this parcel of land up in Warragamba. Just slowly creeping the fire down to the fence and knocking it down. Making sure we don't damage the fence. As you see, moving up the crews, It's a crew, another crew behind me. Nice steps on the edge. Firefighters will come back towards the end and knock down those hot spots there.